Welcome back. Today, let's explore the top 5 contingencies that you will see when you are buying or selling your home. So by definition, a contingency is a condition or event that needs to be met to make a contract binding. Let's start with number 5, HOAs. In Maryland, it is required by law to disclose that there is an HOA. In addition to disclosing that there's an HOA, it's also required that the documents be given to the buyer so that they can make an informed decision. Now, those documents have specific pieces that need to be disclosed. It could be bylaws, it could be board of directors, the monthly fees. There are a lot of different pieces and parts of not only disclosing that there's an HOA, but also what we call transmittal of documents. If for some reason the buyer sees something in those documents that they don't like, let's say, for example, their door is required to be pink and they don't like pink, then they can get out of that contract. Now, it's important for me to say that if you are saying that you want to get out of a contract, it's not enough just for that condition to be met. It also has to be officially released. Number 4, appraisal. An appraisal is basically making sure that your home is worth what you have your contract for. So let's say, for example, you offered $200,000 on this property, but it's only worth $190,000. You're going to have a $10,000 appraisal gap. And at that point in time, it's up to you as the buyer to either pay the $10,000 because you really, really, really want this property, or you have the option to back out of the contract. Number 3, financing. In the event that you are not able to obtain financing, you have the ability to be released from the contract. Now, there are many reasons that financing can fall through. However, this is why a pre-approval before you start looking at homes is crazy important. Too many times, buyers get crazy excited thinking I make X amount of money per month and I know that I can afford this. But what they don't take into account is debt-to-income ratio along with a lot of other things. So if you get pre-approved with a local lender, not a big box, but a local lender, they are going to dive into your finances and tell you what you can afford. Now, after you get that pre-approval, do not go buy a car. Do not open massive amounts of credit. Don't do any crazy things unless you talk to your lender and they give you 2 thumbs up, not 1, 2. Number 2, inspections. When you are buying a home, it is highly recommended that you do an inspection. You would not buy a new car and then just put it on the road, would you? It is no different when you are buying a home. You want to make sure that the roof is good, the crawl space doesn't have mold in it, that the appliances are working, that a gas line is not leaking. These are big things that you want to make sure. In addition to having the HVAC serviced and all of the other things that come with maintenance. Because if you don't have these things done, you are essentially adopting someone else's poor maintenance of a home if there's something wrong. So it is highly recommended that you have someone go in and inspect it. Let's say that on the inspection notice, you tell the listing agent, I want these things fixed, but the seller doesn't want to do them. You have the ability to back out of that contract at that time. Number 1. This has to be the biggest question that I get all of the time. And to be very honest with you, I think it is the one fear that really keeps a lot of people from selling their home. The home sale contingency. Did you know that you could sell your house 1 minute and then buy your next house literally the next hour? Once the funds transfer across the title company, you could have a different set of keys in your hand from the time that you walk in the door until the time that you leave. The home sale contingency is a contingency that says, I would love it if you would buy my house. Thank you so stinking much. However, I will not sell you my house until I find the house that I want to be in. Now, there are also other things that you can do like rent backs and things like that because there's different moving parts that are going on and it doesn't have to be for a long time. But that's a topic for another day. The bottom line is, do not be afraid that you and your puppy dogs are going to be left out in the cold or the rain because you just sold your house and you have nowhere to go. I can write into your contract that says, yes, you can purchase this home when the condition of buying another home for my seller is met. If that is not met, the contract is not binding. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if there are any additional questions you have about contingencies, because there can be a lot, I would love to answer them. This was just an overview of just some of the top 5, but honestly, there's a little bit more into each contingency that I covered today. So drop a comment, hit that like button or the subscribe button, and I would love to see your faces again. Thank you so much and have a great day.